So recently in Egghead, we saw that Blackbeard sent Kuzan and Von Augur to capture Puddin and Whole Cake Island. And while we saw Cracker here ready to defend his home and his sister, where was Katakuri and anybody else? Now, if you're asking this question, you're probably anime only, because in the manga, we actually saw what happened to everybody else in a cover story. And as someone who was reading weekly when this cover story was coming out, let me break it down to you so you can understand what was happening in Whole Cake Island the day that Pudding was kidnapped. And it starts from the German kingdom. These guys are sailing away from Whole Cake Island, but they lost Yonji and Niji because those two got captured. And they were captured and put into these little books that Big Mom had, where she would put different species and different types of beings. And being these genetically engineered superhumans, of course she put them in the book too. Now, while these guys are reminiscing on getting their butts kicked by Big Mom and the rest of her family, Puddin comes over and adds to the pain, for what they did to Sanji. Which shortly afterward, Oven picks up the book and he's taking it to the chateau, where Big Mom keeps all her other types of people. And now he's taking them to the chateau, where it looks like Big Mom was going to have scientists reverse engineer them to, get that scientific goodness that they have inside, since they weren't able to get the German kingdom. But just as this was happening, two people pull up on Whole Cake Island. Or just to be clear, one of the islands, because there's 35 in total. When these were coming out weekly, people thought that these were going to be the Blackbeard pirates, just because Whole Cake Island already showed us that these two can't save their siblings by themselves. However, when you look at the background from where Cracker was defeated, you can see that the two people that pulled up to the same location that Cracker got frozen. Meaning that we were right in our first speculation that these were the Blackbeard pirates. And then the very next cover story, we saw Cracker and Brulee, like Cracker getting stitched up and everything. Which sucks, because they're like having this nice little family moment right before Cracker gets frozen, possibly to death, who knows. But then we cut to wherever Oven took these two, where Yonji and Niji were about to get experimented on, and everything goes up in flame. And that's because Ichiji and Reiju came in to save their siblings. And while it looks like they're about to get away really easy, Caesar does end up spotting these guys and Reiju spots him. And that's right when Katakuri and Oven pulled up on these four, and they were about to get schooled. But Caesar goes in with his gas clouds and creates some type of noxious gas, it looks like. Because everybody else seems like, they're trying to keep themselves from breathing it in, and then Caesar's helping these guys get away. And in the meantime, this gas seems to be making Oven and Katakuri hallucinate, so they just end up fighting each other. Which is just what the German kids needed, because none of these four were going to be taking down either of these two. And then everybody is off back to the German kingdom, only they now have Caesar with them. Meanwhile, Cracker had to deal with all of this by himself, and as we saw, it just wasn't enough. So when you go back through this and you see the entire thing, it's really unfortunate, because Cracker he was just defending his family. His little sister was about to get kidnapped, and you're trying to save your own sibling. Cracker's like the younger brother trying to save his younger sister. And you're trying to hold people off until your two big brothers show up, but they kind of dealing with something else. And if these two pulled up, I'm pretty sure the Blackbeard pirates would not have gotten away with Puddin'. Because never mind that Katakuri is Katakuri, Von Augur's not going to be as big of a threat if we can predict and know where his bullets are going to be shooting from. But let's not forget, the same way Aokiji can freeze entire sections of the ocean, Oven can boil entire sections of the ocean. But even though I'm sure Oven can hold his own against someone like Kuzan, I don't think he can beat him overall. But if he got Katakuri there with him, now we got a legitimate argument for, yeah, Kuzan might go down if you don't play his cards right. And Von Augur is a sniper, he's not going to be in the mix with you. So if Kuzan got a box to both of these by himself, and Katakuri is making sure that both of them don't get shot by this dude, and we got Cracker back here, yeah, Puddin' is safe, and these two might actually get beat. So the same way Luffy kind of has luck to get the things that he needs, the same thing is happening for Blackbeard, because these two had a very lucky encounter in Whole Cake Island. Which seems to be the running trend with anybody that invades Big Mom's territory. If you do not have any luck on your side, you do not get out of Big Mom's territory. That seems to be the consistent thing with Luffy, the king of the pirates, and even Blackbeard.